that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
It's taken to the 26. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at about the 32. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Here's Travis Homer, the former Miami Hurricane. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Carson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. Carson, the 1st down and more. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 35 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 1st quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your 1st drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And he will get in to make it 8-0. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Panthers. Robbie Anderson, 75 yards. And the Panthers are a 2-point conversion away from tying up this football game. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So 8-8 our score now as he'll send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now a 2nd down and 6. Here's Penny on the counter. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Penny, a first down carry. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Carson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. This is Carson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 8-8 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's Wilson to throw. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. A handoff to Penny. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. Touchdown! Rashad Penny, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there for Carolina. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. 13 yards remaining on second down. Now Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Newton. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
A first run for the backup, Abdullah. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Amir Abdullah. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. Now Matt Rule keeping the offense on the field to go for two here. Gets halfway there down to the 1 yard line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2 yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's a give to Penny. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll find Metcalf. And he's got some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 8. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Running from the gun, it's Abdullah. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Buying time to his left. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing is Wilson. And this a quick slant to Lockett. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going on the ground with Homer. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw caught here by Metcalf. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field. And really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. Wilson will throw again. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This is DJ Reed returning. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now, after the loss, he'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17. Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he's able to get up here to the 26. On 3rd down, Penny. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 62 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 40.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now it's Penny running right. Room here to run. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 18 yards on each of the last 2 plays, and they're picking up big chunks now. Now Rashad Penny. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game. Play action. It's Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On second down, McCaffrey. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? This is Penny. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw is Wilson. Rolling to his right. And his throw here's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Erickson now to return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now it's Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down run for Abdullah. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here's Newton. And Marshall's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall, 31 yards. And the Panthers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So a big play coming for the Panthers. They'll go for 2. Cam looking to throw. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th.
You making plays like that, baby.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run with Penny. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Penny. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. From midfield now, here's Wilson. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Wilson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Wilson connects with Tyler Lockett. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Newton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. And he missed it. Would you believe it? It is no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it was strictly for pride.
Into the secondary, past the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Travis Homer, 75 yards. And the Seahawks use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And they're not going to get the kick off in time. And that'll set them back 5. They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. And with that, the lead is up to 8. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. Boy, a potential game changer there here in the fourth quarter to kick that out of bounds, and now they get great field position at the 40 in a tie ball game. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. This is Homer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll run this with Homer. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Coming to you.
Now Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third manageable with that run.
First throw in overtime for Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Fielded just inside the 20.
Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Now what can Wilson do here in the OT? Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
50 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff. This is Abdullah. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to him.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
Make it happen. Ready? Check.
Now Newton.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he's into the clear. He's at the 30, 20, 10.
You know they pay me extra.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays. But you also have to have good feel as well, because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get into the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.